don't know what you're doing to me, baby.
Sir, where are we, DJ?
Right?
Okay, we're slow on the boards. Welcome back to another episode of the Heat Market Radio, ladies and gentlemen. No hand claps for that. This guy's slow today.
It's manual today.
Fucking slow today. I don't even know if that's the right word, but it sounds good. Pleasure of having a surprise co-host. He was here actually last week. We interviewed him. He's a great dude. Great producer / artist. I want to welcome Will Sully to the show.
Oh,
again.
yes. What's up, people? Heat Market Radio.
That's good. And we got a real action-packed show for you today. A great show, man. I'm blessed to have these guys come through, man. We got Mike Cuz in the fucking building right now. Another hand class for that, please. Guys with it slow with his fingers. Bear with it. And we got a MC by the name of, what is it? Do you know? DJ Rack, his name? You know anything about the show, DJ Rack?
Why you always do this?
I'm just saying. Spills, yes.
Spills BK.
BK Spills. I'm sorry, man. I'm fucking up on that too. I should know it. It's just I'm a little bit
Give him a hand. Give him a hand.
Yeah, but he's eating food right now, so he ain't gonna recognize none of this until he sees it later on. Anyway, man, Will Sully, my brother, how was your weekend, man?
Productive, real cool. Just trying to get some work done. Work on some beats, rhymes.
Definitely, my brother, definitely.
Doing some research. I did that research about that equipment too.
Okay.
Got some spots.
Okay, let's keep that on the L. We don't want to reveal that yet.
Not give it away, right?
Yeah, not yet. That's coming soon, very soon. But I want to extend a thank you, man, for that surprise text you sent me. That
No
song
doubt.
joined with Royal Flush.
Oh yeah. Shout
Excellent
to Flush
song.
too.
Definitely. That's on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get that played. We definitely got to play that. Oh, Rec, please look for that for us, man. What's the name of it?
Dealer Plates.
Dealer Place with
Featuring
Royal
Royal
Flush.
Flush.
Yeah, Will Sully featuring Royal Flush. It's a dope video, dope song. How old is that song?
About 2 years. About 2 years. Yeah.
It's a dope record, bro. Dope record. You did the beat, right?
Yeah, definitely. And that actually came. I did the record with Mike Geronimo first.
Okay.
And then after that,
Another
I was
Queens
able
native?
I was able to get at Flush.
Got anything against the Bronx, man?
Nah, just the act. Well, I did a record with my son.
Yeah?
Yeah,
He's a good dude. He's from right up the hill from me, man.
Yeah, I didn't meet him, but
just sent him the.
Yeah, I sent him the record. My man TL from 40 Projects out in Queens, he did the record with my son, and came out dope.
Dope, man.
But I was my son been around for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And
just that little imprisonment stint,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But he turned up now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He's on his game too. He's definitely on his game.
Dealer Plates.
Dealer Plates.
But the Bronx. I ain't get a chance really to it's just meeting people. You know, like if I meet him, I'm a holler. Like, yo.
I could have sworn you said something though over the phone about Chris Rivers, something like that.
Chris Rivers. Shout out to Chris Rivers. He did a record with my man, the Mercy Gang from out PA. And I did the beat for them. I was gonna send you the record too, but it's on iTunes. So I was gonna rip it and just do some artwork for it.
Next time, don't even worry about it. We got time for that. We definitely got time for that.
I was just listening to it. Chris
killed it.
Yeah,
killed it.
Goes in.
He's always killing it.
Yeah.
He's always killing it. He's a great MC, man. Just like his pops.
Yeah.
I want to say that. I don't want to say he took it a step further, but on a conscious level, like if you ever listen to any of his interviews and shit like that, like he's really like I don't even want to say revolutionary, but like he's definitely conscious to everything that's going on, like veganism, everything. Like he was talking about like, you know, they asked him a question, you know, like, what made you turn into vegan? You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, I was a vegan for like a month and shit like that. It was only because this experience that I had, and it's crazy because we had the same exact experience. He was eating the chicken wing, and when he ripped the wing off, you understand what I'm saying? Like he realized that it was an animal, a living animal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I got that same type of thing off of him.
What made you? Why didn't you stick with the veganism?
You know, living in the hood, man. There's more bad than good. You know that. So you could walk and find a million chicken spots, a million McDonald's, and all of this shit. You know what I mean? You got close access to all of that. Opposed to finding you know what I mean? Like a good spot where your back of your head is showing. This guy's like ruining the show today, bro. Okay, bro. Just try to be a little more conspicuous with your jelly hair.
It's the access to get to. It costs some money, and it takes a little extra effort to keep that up. It's not easy.
If that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't be in the hood and like, I want a salad at 2, 3 in the morning. You're not gonna find it. You know what I mean? And the spots that you will find it, I don't know if you want to trust it.
Right.
You know? But,
right.
You know, it is what it is, man. Let's talk some more hip hop, man. So, big record that I think no, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. Damn.
Did you check out the Nipsey Hussle?
That's
Victory Lap.
That's what I wanted. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's what I was gonna say. I wasn't sure if it was Nipsey Hussle or that.
Nipsey. You know what's interesting about that project is how he got to clear that the Jay-Z record, the Hard Knock Life.
Okay.
And Jay, he said that he cleared it with Jay, and Jay made it possible for every rap artist to use that sample when he cleared it.
Dope.
All you gotta do is clear it with Jay.
Yeah. It's almost
Incredible.
like KRS. How KRS is. KRS is like, yo,
yeah.
you can sample anything out of my catalog. You know what I mean? Just let me know, because he's not on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Which is, there should be more.
We need more people like that.
Yeah, of course,
more artists like that.
Because then I think hip hop would be, you know what I mean? Like,
we would grow.
Yeah. Right now we like, I don't know, man. Like, to me, the whole, I make beats here and there. Like I said, you know, I was telling you, and I love the sample. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, I love the sample, and I'm not gonna not make a beat because I can't sample. You know what I'm saying? And there's times where I just use regular keyboard and I do sounds, and like, not to take nothing away from that, but then I'm like, damn, man, because
something's missing. Something. Well, we're based off of sampling.
Exactly.
If you take sampling away from hip hop, it's like you come up with something different, like some new age type of.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of records that I've heard where it works. You understand what I'm saying? There's
Definitely.
Like, there's a lot of records that I'm like, yo, there's no samples in this, and the shit is banging.
And it's still hip hop.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can't really. I would never take nothing away from anybody. However,
Original,
whatever methods they use. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I got nothing but respect for that. I was talking to my man from Canada, Jazzy, and he just bought a bunch of equipment out there, right? And he was showing me the shit he had. I'm not sure exactly. It was in a car. It was something in a car. It was like a new car. I think in a car live or something like that. I'm not exactly what it was, but it had like a touch screen and all this other stuff. And I was telling him, I'm like, yo, so you know what I mean? You still sample? He was like, nah, you know how many presets I got in this joint? You know what I mean? Like, and all the sounds. So he was playing me stuff that was already, you know what I mean, pre-recorded and preset inside the instrument. And I was like, god damn, like. It almost sounds like samples that are already in there. So I was like, you know, how do you get away with that? You know what I mean? Like, can you use that? And
they say it's royalty free.
It is?
Yes.
Everything
those
that's
presets.
in there?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, not of keyboard. Like if you got remember the motifs and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
press
yeah.
demo and they play. That Swiss got sued for that.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Not those, but now like when they come up with these new loops, they got loops in machine learning. They say you could use it. It's royalty free.
How is that though? I don't
I
understand.
guess whoever created it signed a waiver or whatever and said, "Yo, you could take it."
Wow, that's crazy. Because like what I was hearing, like I said, it was like a complete. You know what I mean? It was almost like just add a couple of, you know what I mean, riffs here and there, and then you got a song. You know what I mean? Like what he was playing for me.
Believe it or not, a lot of these trap records that you hear are preset.
Yeah, I could imagine.
The drum rolls.
I could imagine because
that everybody uses.
A lot of kits that I download and I use. You know what I mean? Like I'm hearing nothing but those same drum rolls.
Exactly.
So I'm like, you know, to me, that's what I'm trying to get at.
The
like,
Migos are the king of that. The Migos are the king of that.
But it kind of takes the effort of actually producing away. You understand? If everything's preloaded already, like, What's up to you? What's left up for you to do? Just
That's
you know
why
what I mean,
you-
sequence.
Well, that's why a lot of people beef with the internet. I don't want to call it internet producers or whatever, but the guys that's throwing up a lot of music, a lot of it is presets, and it's easy to do that.
Yeah.
When all you're gonna do is I use the same drums and then a couple of keys and then boom.
See, I like if you're gonna do that. I appreciate more like originality. Like if you're gonna flip it into something else different, because I'm gonna talk to Mike in a little while when he gets on something that I seen him flip that I ain't never heard anybody flip the way he did it. You know what I mean? And it was
That's dope.
Yeah, and I was
That's
in awe.
hip-hop.
Yeah, you know, no, it was crazy because that shit right there had me like, yo, this is hip hop still has that, you know what I mean? That heartbeat that's, you know what I mean, still thriving.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? But it just takes more of that. It takes more creativity. It don't just go and get your, you know what I mean, your laptop and your program and just, you know what I mean, like
You
make
just do
everything
it.
everybody else is
Exactly.
making. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm seeing, like a lot of cloning shit. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. Like everybody just can't sound the same, man, and everything.
So,
But,
so tell us about that beat that you had on.
Can't hear you, man. You gotta
That
speak
beat
up.
that you had that you was making on live on Instagram this
I
weekend.
mean, you know, when I have time, I'll try to make beats. I like people to watch me make beats so they can tell me if the shit is trash or not. That way I can stop fucking using it or keep doing it. I like it. You know what I mean?
Is that gonna be part of the Chronicles, or are you just gonna put that out there?
I'm, like I said, bro, I'm not out to try to shop nothing. I'm not trying to become a producer. Like I've been doing it for so long, 97, using hardware that to the point where I'm at now. Like I could use software that's gonna make me create something that's almost same to what I'm envisioning. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like I miss the hardware, so I'm not gonna really consider myself like taking it too serious until I get the hardware that I want. You know what I mean? Because then I know there's gonna be things that I want to flip that I can't flip on a program. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, I had the same argument with a lot of people, and they tell me, nah, man, it's the same exact thing. There's certain sounds, there's certain things that you could get off a machine that you cannot get off a program. You know what I mean? And I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to like show people how in depth it is, but I'm telling you, it's there.
When you say the machine, you mean like the actual hardware, or
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Clearly.
there's things.
Even the way the way you sample from hardware, comparing it to the applications is tonality is totally different.
And there's just something about it that you could tell. Like me personally, I don't know. I'm not. Listen, man, I'm not no psychic or whatever, but I could tell what somebody's using when they're using hardware opposed to when they're using software. Don't ask me how. It's just something in there that I'm like, yo, you know what? For instance, you know Cartier the God?
Nah.
He's produced a lot of records for the Locks and everything. He was on the show. He did songs with Chris Rivers and all of them. And he bangs the hardware. You know what I mean? Like he kills it. And then there's times where he's using just straight up software. You know what I mean? And he posts a lot of shit on live. Yeah,
Right.
You could definitely tell. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm not taking nothing away, like I said, from anybody, man. However you make your music is how you make it. The overall objective to get good sound. You know what I'm saying? But that actually work that you put in there, you know what I mean? Like, because for me, like I said, I was telling you before, I used to stay up hours. You know what I mean? Like finding the vinyl, getting to chop the shit up. Like it was a task. You know what I mean? To make one track. You know what I'm saying?
Even shopping for the vinyl.
Exactly. 'Cause I used to come home with $60, $70 worth of garbage.
You still got your vinyl?
Of course, bro.
Yeah, I didn't get rid of mine either.
Nah, I never. You never do that. I keep my shit in temperature room storage and all of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I take care of it real. But let's get into video, man, because we gotta bring my cuz up here. I'm down to pick his brain for a little while, see how he feels about all of this. And what we gonna get into? Let's get it. You got that video? Did you find it?
We're gonna get into that right now.
Okay, Will Sully, introduce your video, man.
Yeah, this video is called Dealer Plates. My man, big homie Royal Flush from Queens, 90s era hip hop, golden era. Check it out. A lot of dope visuals in there.
We'll be right back with my cuz.
Dealer plate. That's what these niggas see when I zoom past. You just a customer, sucker. I'm so far ahead of these niggas, they fighting over last place.
Sully, get on the ball and change the game. Monopoly, buying up the block, kick the lames off the property. Fresh Queens nigga, bitches think I've won the lottery. Scheme digger like my income is from armed robbery. Pardon me, Sully harmed you bodily. Big bang, body parts flying off your body like follow me. Chain hang, now the bad bitches just wanna swallow me. I'm a problem looking, ain't no motherfucker solving me. Made me a dog chow, crocodile smile, rockets in my stockpile. I'm so volatile. You a copy, a clone, robotic. You ain't got a style. My catacomb click ferocious. You're not as wild. You in the town of cutthroats. You need a bigger hammer. Over the counter drug flow. Sully's the sicker grammar. I gotta fuck you know, and some hollows to hand ya. Amber alert when I drop, kids missing their grammar. My bitch bad, we can skip the glamour. Hate it now. Underrated, nah, I ain't into taking vows. I take a bow cause I'm the show out king. Knock your ass out of the ring for talking out of your league. It ain't a fair fight, Sully half machine, full magazine. You're sweeter than the tangerine with some tatted jeans. Fuck the world and after that I give them classic queen. Sully and Flush. We bring the keys in the triple beams.
Alright, now I got some motherfucking attention, right? Now motherfuckers wanna listen. That's some sucker shit. See, a nigga like me be on it like die later, get money now. We gon' raise the motherfucking state. Who is it?
I wake up in the morning screaming the city's mine. The jeans 1200, the belt's about 9. So much ice in the bezel, it's hard to tell time. And y'all niggas getting rich doing soft crimes. My life different, yours a lot feminine. Faggot, fuck with me and get hit with this automatic and static. Got your wife breathing harsh as asthmatic. On my mattress, where the cabs is, nigga. This is Royal Flush, I do it for a reason, nigga. All over beef like some real good season. Feel me? When I'm in it, niggas, they couldn't get it. Stop to the finish, guns going in them. I make a nigga wanna switch up his religion. And soft niggas scared to do time in prison. When I fight, I'ma let the gun ignite. Niggas catch the hype, I don't wanna fucking fight. That's why I let the gun ignite. I say it again, just like a black nigga. Cause that's what the white people, they all figure. I wouldn't get bread, nigga, I'm about bread. My bread's still, so I'm dealing with that old bread. Niggas is misled and so confused. I do shit that'll put your family on the news and got your head wrapped like you walk around with jewels. My name is Royal Flush, I'm living by the golden rules.
Privileged to introduce this next producer slash engineer, man. Was supposed to be on the show a little while ago. I thought he was ducking us. I don't know what was happening.
Come on, man.
Nah, I'm fucking with you. Please make some noise for super producer engineer Mike Cuz.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Yes. Mike, man, please, man. I know I definitely follow you and your accomplishments and certain things you've done.
Appreciate that, man.
But for our fans that don't know you or anything about you, elaborate a little bit on who you are and what you do, my brother.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a producer and engineer. Mainly I'm from Connecticut originally. I moved to the city in 2010. Started interning and moving around and all that good stuff, and just trying to work towards the goal. And these days, I mean, still doing all that, producing, mixing. I'm doing a lot with Dave East right now.
Dope.
And I got a lot of other up-and-coming artists that I'm trying to help build with too. So it's a lot of cool stuff, man. A lot of stuff that I feel very privileged to be involved in. So.
Definitely. Before we get into the whole Steel Sessions thing, because I know everybody,
right.
You know that's obviously. I told you, just mentioned a little while something that you flipped a sample. I don't know if you know where I'm heading at with it.
I don't know yet.
Nah, the Montel Jordan joint.
Okay. Yeah, the one.
It was like one word.
Because there was a video of me and Buddha in the studio. Yeah.
That's the one I used for the promo. But
yeah.
I don't know. Damn, I wish I had it. You could pull it up live, man. But
I got it on my laptop. I could play it later, maybe,
definitely.
or now.
Yeah,
whatever
definitely.
works. But
all right. it was genius, bro. To me, it was genius,
Ah man, that's I appreciate that, man. It's just humbling to hear you say that.
and nobody expected it coming because I could see the reaction on them in the room. They was like,
Yeah.
the same way I was when I heard it, because I heard the way you slowed it down, and I was like, all right, but where's it gonna go? You know what I mean? Like, I
right,
was like,
right. And I kind of like that sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I've always found that I like beats where sometimes they'll start with the chop,
yeah,
but you can't. You know, a lot of time when a beat starts playing, you can kind of feel like where it's gonna go.
Right.
But I've always liked those type of chops that are like maybe a little off, where like you don't know when the beat is gonna drop or
Yeah,
what the tempo is
definitely.
gonna be like.
definitely.
And I knew that if I chopped that joint up intricately enough, then I could get it to the point where it would be tough to identify. So
Was it just like was it a random pick, or was it just like, you know what?
Yo, honestly, I was listening. That's like legit one of my favorite songs.
Of
It's
course,
just the
yeah,
song that I
definitely,
listened to, and I had heard actually a different part of the song that I wanted to chop up. But whenever I do that, I chop up everything. I mess with the pitch. I turn pieces backwards to hear it, just because like I know it's probably gonna be something cool that I trip up upon that I wasn't anticipating. And then actually what became the main loop for that beat was like nothing that I was planning when I started chopping it up. So
It was incredible, man. Like,
I appreciate it,
incredible.
man.
Anybody
That's
that's
one of my faves too.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna post it later.
Well, yo, actually, it's not out, but me and Dave got something on that.
On that
Oh,
one?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
crazy.
Dope.
So
Crazy.
I hope it's
crazy.
a verse and a hook right now. So we're gonna see. I know we listen to it a lot in the studio when we're going through the records, so it seems like a favorite, but he got so many records, man. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out.
Question: I have every producer has a different answer on this question I'm gonna ask. I want your thoughts and your answer. So since you know what happened with Atlanta Records, that they showed out that every album that they ever produced out of their record company, now that they're stating that every album is gonna become a mixtape and producers is not gonna get that much shine. How do you feel about that?
I mean, that's just ludicrous. It's crazy that we even still have to have this conversation, quite honestly, man. Like a lot of times these songs are dropping and people are noticing what the producer did more so than what the artist did. So the fact that we still scraping for credit and money and like legitimacy, and the fact that like it's so tough to work collaboratively with people who are trying to like be symbiotic and help you win is such a tough thing to do for producers, because it's like, what if we just stop making beats? What's gonna happen then? You know what I mean?
Acapellas.
Yeah, right.
Bring the beat back.
But it's tough though, man, because it's like, you know, it's when you love it, sometimes you're willing to like eat some shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
of course.
Because and you know, you charge it to the game. But I think it's ridiculous that this is still a conversation, quite honestly.
Hold on. What exactly? I didn't hear about that. Say that again.
It was I think, what is it, last month? Last month.
Early, like,
They
Yeah, I haven't
early in
heard
the
too
month.
much about it
Early in the
either, so.
month, it was stated online that
the labels.
labels,
Atlanta.
the Atlanta record label, admit that their any album that they did or any album that's coming out, that they're gonna establish that from Atlanta to New York, anywhere in the world, that any album that was produced from back then or now is gonna be considered a mixtape, not an album.
So who
What
is?
label said that?
Atlanta
Sorry.
Records.
No, you good.
Atlantic or
Atlantic, like Atlantic Records from Atlanta.
It's more
Wow.
aimed at the producers. Like, you know what I mean?
It's-
Like, they
it's-
don't
So
wanna
who
pay.
is getting paid?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
artists,
Like
The artist saying that the artist is gonna get paid, and
And
producers
it's
not
the whole
gonna
album.
get nothing.
It's not the whole album. It's
For real?
selective tracks. It's like if they feel like this is a mixtape track, you could have, you know what I mean? You could have basically done it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then just scrap it as a mixtape.
They
track
gonna
as
they
far as
want to
not
start
making it on the album.
they want to
mean-
start labeling album as mixtapes when they
Not
when
the
they
album.
not the
man.
album, but like
Certain cuts.
yeah.
that is annoying, man. And like I said, I think it's crazy that this is still a topic. But I think at the same time, we gotta, of course, we gotta fight the fight to make stuff happen for us. But at the same time, like, you gotta realize that the business is grimy and people are grimy, and you know that's why it's important for producers to have a couple hustles and to find alternative income streams and not just depend on the PROs and all that stuff. and it's unfortunate that that's the way it is, but sometimes it kind of helps shape you into, you know, a person who could really hustle for what you need. But ridiculous at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
So let's just. I don't want to keep on down that somber note, man, because this guy made the room silent. But as far as artists and producers relationships, I'll go. All right. Do you feel like it's definitely deteriorating day by day?
You mean like just the producer artist dynamic, like
the
in general?
need for a producer. Like, do you feel like the artists out here like actually looking for the, you know what I mean, the producers, or it's like?
Yeah, I mean it's tough now. I definitely feel like the best music that I hear is definitely from artists who like are working consistently like with different producers and building and developing and stuff. I mean, there's always gonna be a wealth of like rinky-dink beats available, you know what I mean? But to really make the timeless stuff, you know, the stuff that is you're gonna want to play back in 5 years, I feel like you really gotta, that has to be cultivated. Definitely. And like, of course, you know, you gotta, it's fun to do the junk food shit, you know, it's fun to do the trap stuff and the turn up stuff, but like, you know, if you really want to make timeless records, you know, and don't get me wrong, club songs could be timeless too, you know, just like in the club or just those real anthems. But if you're really trying to make classic stuff, I feel like, you know, you got to exercise that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta build that chemistry with not only your producers, but like your engineers, the team around you, just the people who are responsible for the product. Like, the more you...
To build on that, let me ask you a question. I was talking to my man, Biggs. He's actually was the manager of Chinks Drugs when he passed.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Chinks. And I asked him the same question, or I said, what's your take on leasing beats and you know that? So he was like, I don't like it for the producer. I'd rather the producer build a relationship with the artist and then take it from there. How to piggyback off of that, how hard is that to do with an artist and a producer nowadays?
Yo, well, honestly, it's cool that he said that, because I think similarly. I don't do the beat store thing. I don't sell beats. I don't really want to. I mix for money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could contract me as a mixer. But like the production side of it is something that I don't really want to taint. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really only produce music for artists that like I have relationships with, like people that I want to build with. Because I don't know, that's like, I'm invested in how my catalog comes together. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want just like anybody with the right amount of money to cop a beat and do whatever on it. You know what I'm saying? If when I could be sure that like these guys I've been building with like are gonna do the right thing, and then we're gonna continue to build. You know what I mean?
Not sit on music.
Right.
Artists sit on
Yo,
music. Don't do anything with it.
That's one of the things that I tell at the Steel sessions, and when younger producers ask me, that's one of the things I tell them too. Like, don't keep everything in a vault, because honestly, that's something that I did when I was younger for a long time. I felt like I was trying to make everything my Ninth Symphony, and I wouldn't just drop stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, not really thinking about the fact that I'm clearly going to continue to make more music. It's going to be better than the music I've been making. Like, I was just kind of sitting on stuff and waiting to just like pop out at the right time and be like, but you know, all the most beneficial stuff has happened for me like gradually from building with people and through relationships.
Right.
So let's elaborate more on the Steel sessions, bro.
Okay.
Wait.
You got something?
I actually have a question. Out of all the artists that you've produced and worked for,
oh boy.
What is the number count that they actually came in, met up together, and came into the studio, and you chopped it up with them, making the beat right in front of them, instead of making it at home or whenever you can and just showing them?
There's not. Let's see. So all of my bigger stuff has been from like submitting. You know what I'm saying? But I do have artists, my guy On Q, who I've been working with for a long time. My guy John Boy Cool, who is from Compton. He's a rapper out there. I'm gonna definitely be cooking with this kid Don Michael. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's from Harlem. We just dropped the joint the other day. His project Zero Patience just came out. We've gotten together and texted and spoken about that type of stuff. So it's a conversation with most of the artists that I work with. And then sometimes, I've been liking just getting in there, going through stuff that I have, being at least then they could say, oh, I like this about this one, I like this about this one, and then either they'll like what that version is, or if they like something about it, then I'll try to capture an element of that and start something new. But it comes together all types of ways, man. But I do like building that way a lot, for sure.
Yo. So back to Steel Sessions, man. No more questions from that guy. Turn his mic off.
All right, so Steel Sessions is a one-on-one open format workshop for producers and engineers that I do with Buddha and Grands. And we've been doing it for almost a year now. We did our first one last April. And how it goes, basically, I mean, we never really know exactly how it's going to go because it always turns into something crazy. But the structure of it is the producers, it's mainly producers. We get some engineers too, but the dudes that come, and girls as well, they get an hour, and then they spend that first 30 minutes with me, and then, which is in one room, and then after they're done with me, they go spend 30 minutes with Buddha and Grands in another room. And in that time,
individually?
It's individually, one-on-one, like me and them, Buddha and Grands and them. And in that time, it's whatever they need. You know what I'm saying? Some people come and they just want us to listen to the beats, you know what I'm saying, and say, oh, this, that. Some others like to open up like their beat sessions and have us be like, oh, you could put some reverb on this, or you could use this drum or do this trick with the hi-hats. Like, right? But some people don't even play music. We've had people who come and they're like, yo, I'm about to graduate. Like, should I get an internship? Should I get a job? Like, and they'll just chop it up with us. So that's like kind of that is the most structured format that we have. But also on top of that, once their hour is over, like, they don't have to leave. You know what I'm saying? There's always a communal space. Like, so they all meet each other. Like, they link with us. We have our industry friends come through. I mean, East has come through. Shout out to him for that. Sean C and LV, Buck Wild, DJ Evil D, Wayno. Like a lot of real down to earth guys who frankly didn't have to come through and show love either. Like, have come through to the event and made themselves accessible to the attendees, which is huge.
And I noticed you had artists there too, though.
Yeah, we'll bring artists through. Some artists sign up.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, we have artists who sign up because they want to get critiques on their music. They want to be in the building with all the other producers. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a great opportunity for artists. And it's cool, man. It's just a vibe. Like I said, like, we have a general structure, but we really never know exactly how it's gonna go because we never know exactly who's gonna show up, like who we're gonna be featuring, like, on the spotlight. How it's gonna, like, one of our attendees, Foxy Couture, came to our last one. It was her birthday the weekend, so we got her a cake saying happy birthday. Like, it's a real communal vibe, and we have a ton of repeat attendees.
I'm sorry to cut you up. You had one artist there. She was gorgeous, man. Who was that?
Well, not that we get a ton of girls at Steel Sessions, but I'm trying to think.
Sorry,
probably
I know
could have been Kat or Jazzy.
Kat,
or
I think it was Kat. She performed.
Most recently,
that
might have been Jazzy then. She was shorter. She had a baseball hat on.
Who was it?
I didn't see it with a hat.
I feel like it was Jazzy or Kat.
She has a couple joints with East.
Yeah, I think so.
Buddha and Grands too.
Yeah, she was. Oh man. Vocals.
Yeah, man. No, we
I see it.
we get to see a lot of talent come through, and it's inspiring for us, and it creates big opportunities. We've had guys come to our New York workshop from Canada, from Cleveland, from Vermont, from New Orleans, I feel like California. People come from far, and we're working on bringing it to them too, but there's some logistical stuff we got to get in order first.
Is it only for producers, or what about engineers? who does it really benefit, or is it anybody?
Yo, honestly, man, it's. I feel we definitely get the most producer signups because we're all producers. I mean, I engineer too, but Buddha and Grands, like, they have a much larger following than I do. So, like, I feel like a lot of people initially learn about the workshop because they see them, you know what I'm saying, and they follow them because they're a fan of their work. So I would say it's probably been like 90-10, like producers, engineers. But the engineers that have come through have benefited greatly from it. And some of our producers have gotten placements already, like through our pipeline. And we use their stuff for like our content, which helps promote. And, you know, it's just, the cool thing about it is the best thing that we could do for the brand is help these guys. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's it. If we help them grow their platform, if we help them get to where they want to be, then that's the best thing that we could do for the brand. So it's very symbiotic. It's a cool situation.
I got a question, Shay. You got to come in on this question too.
Yes, sir.
Engineering wise, in the box or out the box? For people who don't know what I'm talking about hardware or software or both. Like, I really want to understand. From your point of view.
Honestly, man, like, that debate gets a little elitist for me sometimes. I don't even really care like that. And one of my mentors is this dude Ariel Borjo. Shout to him, who I learned a ton about mixing from when I came to the city. He always says it's the ear, not the gear. So at the end of the day, like, I mean, there are incredible sounds and textures that you could get from analog, and like, if you have the resources to do that, then yeah, I think it is a good idea to work some analog into, you know, at least in the mixing or in the mastering, maybe just to get that that feel. But at the same time, like, dudes are making stuff sound incredible in the box. And in Pro Tools, you know, with the UAD plugins and just by knowing what they're doing as well. So, you know, I don't really have a position on it, you know what I mean? And I think it's like silly when people get, you know, ferocious about it. You know what I mean? We're all trying to do the same thing.
Personally, what do you use more?
Personally, I'm in the box more. If I had, you know, all the money that I wanted and all the space that I wanted, I would probably get like a little master chain, like EQ and compression and stuff, just to print my mixes through. But also, I get why it's a problem because we're on the move so much now, and we're expected to output so much more material now that, like, you know, the days are gone when, like, when somebody would have time to go through and recall like a 48-track SSL. Like that takes a long time. Like, you ever done that? It's like playing a video game. Like, it comes up on the screen, you got to turn every single knob to match like where it was. So, like, you know, it's tough, man, because if you might have an immaculate setup in New York, but like, what if you're in California and somebody needs their mix? You know what I'm saying? Right, exactly. So, but I don't know though. My master and guy Boone, he's got a spot called Desert Park on 8th Ave, and he's doing it gear, and his stuff sounds incredible too. So, I see it from both sides of the coin for sure. So
So, I've recently seen you came back from Cuba.
Yeah.
Wow.
Were you checking out the hip hop scene out there, or was it just a personal trip?
Yeah, well, me and my girl went out there. Shout out to Davina. She it was somewhere that we had kind of had on our radar for a while. But what was dope was I actually have a client named Rob. Shout out to Rob, who is Cuban, and he goes to Cuba frequently. So he was able to give us like a cheat sheet of, like, you know, this place is good for this, this place is good for this, you shouldn't pay no more than this to get from here to here, like, you know, just kind of the you know, the tips. And I did see the scene. I didn't see a lot of rap stuff out there. But it was, they played a lot of cool stuff in the clubs that I was curious about, but I didn't have service, so I couldn't Shazam nothing.
Because it's huge.
You know what I mean?
Be honest.
Yeah. It was. I could tell. Like, there were a lot of the clubs, they play like music videos on the whole time. So like, I heard like, I kind of like how they playlisted over there. Like, it would be like a cool mix of like some salsa, maybe like some reggaetonish type stuff, and then it would be like trap trap A tone,
Yeah.
and like then it's like some salsa, but it would have like the trap hi-hats and stuff in it.
Okay.
So, or it would be like a trap song, but it would be like a horn break in the middle of it or something like that. So
That's
it's
crazy.
I kind of like the way that they're doing it over there, man. And
Okay.
they got a lot of cool influence.
'Cause
So I'm looking forward.
I have a bunch of friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
That well, one of them is Cuba Carnicero, and then there's another Babalu Machete.
Okay.
These guys do literally like tours of all. They go to Spain. They went to Dominican Republic. They went to Cuba. All of these places, and I'm thinking more or less, all right, well, it's gonna be kind of like that reggaeton
Yeah,
type of
right,
vibe or
right,
whatever.
right.
But these guys are straight hip hop.
Nah, it's cool. When we were riding around in the cabs, like there
Yeah.
would be like, a song that it would sound like the trappiest trap
Yeah.
record from over here, but it would be all in Spanish or
Yeah.
something like that. So
And now this is what I was gonna get at. Like that movement is really, I mean, it's kind of going unnoticed because it is Spanish. So like you will hear.
yeah, no
certain
man,
things.
but Despacito might change the game for everyone.
That not only that though, the song that Nicki just put out with those guys Trippy,
Yeah,
that song
Yeah.
there,
It's crazy.
those are
'Cause-
Spanish rappers like from
Yo.
PR.
Well, the same thing, man, like everything goes through waves, man. So the same top 40 trend that we just seen with the Caribbean music,
Mhm.
Latin
Mhm.
music might be next. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is that the hip hop vibe has been out for a while, and I'm not talking about just reggaeton. Reggaeton, it did its mark or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
like real hip hop beats and those guys spin, it's there and it's all around. You know what I mean? But I just don't see it really get into the airwaves right now. Like I see that more of that dancey type of
Yeah.
clubbish thing.
We know what it is too, man. Like a lot of it is like people being like proud to rep the
Yeah.
music. So like like the more people start to kind of like take the movement on and
Mhm.
like kind of make it an extension of themselves, like then you'll probably see it gain popularity. But
Definitely.
and if it makes the club move, then then it makes sense for money reasons. So it'll definitely grow too. But
So
I like a lot of that stuff, man.
my question to you would be, if you were approached by a Latin rapper, let's just say, you don't understand anything he's saying, but you know what I mean, his following is crazy, and you know what I mean, there's definitely potential there.
Yo, I'm not even gonna, and I know it's bigger than reggaeton, but I'm not even gonna front, man. Like when I was in high school, I was dating a Puerto Rican girl, and she put me on to like a lot of shit. So
Okay.
like, I listened to like a ton of like Daddy Yankee, Don Omar, Don Chazina, like
Tego, yeah.
Tego, the Looney Tunes, like all that stuff. Like when I was in
Definitely.
high school, and not just the reggaeton stuff too. So I always kind of like have had a
Interest in
spot
it.
for
Yeah,
that. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
So I would definitely, if somebody approached me, I would definitely work on something like that. I love that stuff.
Because these guys sell out arenas, man. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like they,
yeah.
they
Oh yeah,
definitely
yo, and they are able to go international.
international, exactly.
Like, with that music.
Because I go to the barbershops, and a lot of the barbershops, Dominican owned, and these guys are playing shit that I'm in the background like, yo, who is this? You know what I mean? It sounds like it's the beats are incredible, and then my Spanish is here and there, but I can make out a lot of the shit they're saying. I'm like, yo,
Right.
these dudes are really spitting something, man.
Honestly, when I started to get into that, when I was in high school, it was the beats
Yeah.
that initially
Yeah.
grabbed me. Like I liked, and not just because with the reggaeton stuff, a lot of times the
Mhm.
drums are the same, but it wasn't even. I liked the drum sounds, but I also liked the pads and the synths and
Yeah.
like the scales and the melodies.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely,
With the
definitely.
Latin kind of twist on
Yeah.
it, like it adds a cool darkness to stuff that I like in music a lot.
Dope.
So.
Any questions, Sully?
A ton of questions.
Shoot away.
How long did you stay out there in Cuba?
Let's see. Not that long. We were there like Thursday to Monday.
I mean, and can you compare that to? I don't know if you took vacations in the West Indies or whatever, but I heard Cuba's beautiful.
Yeah.
We just got access over there.
Right.
So you're like early.
And
like,
that's a double-edged sword too, because the tough thing about it is now because what's tough about like the government keeps like 90% of the money that the people
Still squeezing
make
the
over
people
there.
out.
Yeah. So like people trying to make the best of a bad situation, and like they know that a bunch of American tourists are coming over and stuff. So like for like a couple days in, I stopped telling people I was from New York. I started telling them I was from Kentucky. instead, just because like people here in New York
Smart,
and they're like
yeah.
they assume that you
Automatically,
got
yeah.
money and stuff, and
Yeah.
but it was an incredible trip, man. It was unfortunate, like, because sometimes we would leave the downtown area and go into the neighborhoods, because you want to see you don't want to just be on the resort or whatever. You want
Right.
to see the real stuff. So it was tough to see, man, because you could see where the priorities are, and it doesn't seem like it's with the people,
I
know.
heard-
So
I'm gonna ask you a question. I heard that when you go to Cuba, the cars are from
yeah, all from like the 50s and 60s.
Excuse me, 60s. Is that true?
Yeah, man. It was incredible. Like most of the cars that people are driving and the taxis are like these, like bright, like nicely painted 50s and 60s cars, like Chevys and stuff. They'll pull up. I mean, I think it's like a big part of the culture and the tourism for sure out there too. So like there was this one spot that we went to. It had like this whole blacktop area, and like when the sun went down, like all the cars pulled up, and the weather was nice as hell, and everybody's just enjoying the time, taking pictures with them, and they give tours in them around the city too, which is nice. But it was cool, man. Like there's a lot of history in Cuba, and they're big on preserving it. So it was fun to get into that, going to the museum and seeing like battle sites and bunkers and trenches and all that stuff. So
Dope.
yeah, man.
So, last question for me, because definitely want to get into a little video and then bring the artists in so we could, I want to have a little bit of time for y'all to both be in the same room too, and chop it
sure.
up before you listen to your stuff. I don't want to always pat myself on the back, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, you gotta
this
big
show
up
here-
yourself.
Yeah. This show here, like I was telling him outside, we started it to repair the artist and producer relationship, and I don't really see any platforms out like that besides what you're doing in your platform, the Still Session.
No, I like that, man, because I think people are definitely losing sight of that.
My point is exactly, and I got a couple of I'm not gonna say discouraged, but the other night I was going through some shit. You know what I mean, like little panic attacks.
Yeah, of course.
Not knowing
Real life shit.
Yeah, not knowing if this was the right direction or what I'm gonna keep going. How can I keep on? You know what I mean, enhancing the show and stuff like that. Do you feel like we kind of on the right track as far as being on this show today?
Yeah, yo. I mean, I've definitely enjoyed being here. Like I would do this again. I like the artist and producer collaborative element too, because I think, sometimes with the internet, people forget, that part of the process. And it's also tough too, because I feel like a lot of these, especially younger guys, like, I feel like maybe a lot of them are so used to like being in their bedroom or being in their basement or whatever, that like maybe they feel a little timid about being on the spot in the studio and cooking with an artist, you know what I mean? But like you kind of, all of my best come ups when I was interning was because I got thrown into situations that I was not prepared for, and I just like had to, you know what I'm saying? And like if you get in the studio with an artist for your first time and like you're not that fast and you fumbling a little bit, like who cares? Just keep doing it. Like learn how to cook on the spot, because like all the greats could do that, you know what I mean? And you gotta, if you're not shooting for that, then wasting your time.
I want to say rough estimate, maybe 75 to 70% of the artists that came on the show were just downloading beats off YouTube and making their songs like that. And I got into, I don't want to say confrontation, but I got into heated debates with a couple of them outside of the show, you know what I mean, about the importance of actually working with an artist, with a producer. You understand what I'm saying? Because I always make the comparison as like a wholesome woman that you want to marry opposed to a prostitute. You understand what I'm saying? You got the wholesome woman where you want to treat her the right way, give her the right, you know what I mean, beats, and take care of her. You know what I mean? And craft it, opposed to
we don't want no prostitute beats.
Yeah, go out there, you know what I mean, getting solidified by every guy that walks by, and you know what I mean, takes total advantage and everything. You know what I mean?
Stepped on, right?
Nah,
you don't want that stepped on.
You know what it is, man? Like I can even like I can speak to that just from the point of view of being somebody who is starting and completing the process. Like the beats that I play for artists, like the beats the artists are picking up is really only at like 90% of what I want. Anyway, like most of the time, if it's the way that I want it to go, like when I'm working with Dave or when I'm working with Q or one of these other guys, I don't finish the song until like after I get their vocals back. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't really know where they're gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? And likewise, I don't want to do anything in my first draft of the beat that is gonna force an artist to commit too hard in one direction, because you want them to feel flexibility when they're listening to the beat. So, you know, I mean, I feel like that enough, you know, kind of motivates me to make that argument. And there's definitely a lot of crazy beats on YouTube and on SoundCloud, and I've recorded a ton of clients on great stuff that has come from the internet. But, you know, I feel like you can really only develop a product to a certain point, you know, when the beat is just stuck the way it is, and it's probably just like an 8-bar loop anyway, you know what I'm saying? If it's on YouTube, it's probably not. And then, you know, if you really listen, or if I listen back to the records that really inspired me when I was growing up, like there was just much more to them than a lot of that stuff. And, you know, it's not a black or white thing. Like there's a time and a place for certain types of beats and certain types of songs, but you just don't want to completely, you know, homogenize the process in one way and then forget about other ways to do it. Yeah.
So you go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. Will. Go ahead.
So you go. What you're saying is, let me see if I got it
Yeah.
correct. When the artist says, "Yeah, I want to use that beat or that track," you go back in on the track when the vocals are there. You expand.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Sometimes it means that I'm going back into my original version and I'm like taking stuff out because like maybe what I had there I'm not feeling is right for the song.
Yeah,
but like once the artist shows me what they want to do with it, then typically I'll get at least another 1 or 2 ideas. You know
that's
what I'm
dope,
saying?
because that separates you from a beat maker, from a producer. Like you really producing the record.
I've been doing this for 14 years now, man. So it's
That's
definitely way past
Salute
beat
to
making.
that.
So
Now on the
Dope.
engineer side, on the engineer side, while let's just say Davies is in the studio,
right,
and you're in there with him,
yeah.
are you hands on with him, like as far as like, I think you should do that verse over, or is it just
Yo,
let
I
him
can't
go?
even front, man. Like Dave is thorough in the studio.
Dope.
I know people like to say that like a lot of these new age rappers are not really about it, but like Dave really gets it in the studio, man. Like I see him one take a lot of shit.
What?
I see him fucking sometimes he'll be passed out in the studio, you know what I'm saying, after a long day. I've seen him like wake up, you know what I'm saying, from taking a nap and then go in a verse and go in a booth and bang out like a crazy verse. So like I don't really tell him what to do. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like he'll ask me sometimes.
That's
And also, you know, the more we work together, the more he's learning. Because I really just started working actively with Dave like in the fall, probably. So like, we're still getting our rhythm. But the more work I do for him, the more he's learning the type of stuff that like I'm able to do.
Okay.
So now we'll be in the studio and he'll be like, "Yo, like do that thing or do that or do that trick or I want to make this type of vibe." So, you know, I chime in when it's necessary, but like he definitely like knows what he's doing. He doesn't necessarily like need advice from me when he's in the booth. So
All right. Now I was just figuring, because you know you're the engineer, so you
yeah,
know.
definitely. And I mean, like if we run into something that like I feel like is gonna be a problem with editing or in the mix or something that's gonna create a future problem, then I'll address that. But like when it comes to like what he's saying and how he's saying it, that's all him for the most part. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope. Because you know, you get those. I don't know. I've been in the studio a couple of times, and like I said, I tried to MC too, like for 2 weeks or some shit, and basically I've been in studios where engineers just like, okay, yeah, and just punch buttons and record anything. You know what I mean? And you come out like, yo, I got the hottest shit in the world, and your boy's looking at you like, yo, how could they let you come out with that shit?
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, like recording is definitely something that takes practice, and definitely something that that's honestly the reason, because I was never interested in getting into mixing. I started producing when I was, well, I started messing with DAWs at least when I was like 14. Like I got like the Fruity Loops 3 free demo or something like that.
Okay.
And I was always just about making beats. But then when I moved to the city, and I found where I wanted to be interning, like I learned very quick. Just Blaze was working at that studio, so I learned very quickly that, like, you know, being all listen to my beats was not really gonna get me very far. And I thought that if I started to learn the engineering side, then I could start getting in the room, and
Smart.
and that's like
genius.
pretty much exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So it worked out, and you know, there were like a couple years when I was so caught up, like kind of being an asset to other people, that my own stuff was kind of on the back burner, and that was frustrating. But like, I definitely feel like the pros have far outweighed the cons, and now I'm glad that I could do both, because I feel like, you know, I'm sure I would make it where I want to make it, but like I feel like some situations have come together differently because I'm able to offer a little more.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So
Last question for me, at least. What is your weapon of choice, brother?
for beats,
Yes.
I use Reason. I'm a propeller head guy.
Nice.
Been on Reason for 12 years now.
Any hardware in there, or just not?
I mean, I love plugging up, you know, Moogs and Tridents and Junos when I'm able to. I don't have any at my apartment, but if there's one around,
Yeah.
I definitely try to work it in there. Yeah, give it
Definitely.
that analog feel.
Definitely. So, Will,
I got
any
one.
more? Yeah.
What is your plugin? What's the main? If you only could use one plugin,
Oh man.
what would be the one that you need that you can't do the job without?
Well, if I only had to use one, let's see, it would probably be. I'm trying to think.
Got everybody out
It would
there
probably
with
be-
their pads ready to write
Okay,
this down.
if I could only use one plugin, I would probably use Isotope, because that's kind of like a hack answer, because
'Cause you get
Isotope is a
so-
bunch of plugins like in one plugin.
Yeah,
But
that's a good answer.
but that's just because like you need all the parts, like you need EQing, you need
Yeah.
compression, you need
Imaging.
reverb, you know what I'm saying? You need stereo imaging.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really pick like a compressor or a EQ, but like yeah, if I just had Isotope, I could probably make it work.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dope.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Great way to answer it too. That's a great way. But yeah, man. So plug anything you want to plug, my brother. Anything coming up?
Man, definitely go get that Zero Patience. My guy Don Michael just dropped the other day. Dave East Karma, Dave East Paranoia 2, if you haven't peeped them yet. Me and my guy On Q dropping a record called Side Effects pretty soon. SteelSessions.com, Instagram, Steel Sessions. And if you want to hit me on the gram, Mike_KUZ. Shout out V1 Productions. Shout out Buddha and Grands. And thank y'all for having me on the show.
No problem.
Hell yeah.
Last thing, we still invited to the next Steel Sessions, man?
Both of y'all, yeah.
Definitely.
You too.
I don't know, man.
Every-
I don't know about that. I don't know.
He got to bring the clap button, though.
Man, you got some bathrooms for him to clean or something in there. I don't know, man. I'm fucking with you.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
We'll do him like that.
Yeah. So let's get into this video. Then we're gonna bring in the artist of the day. And it was a pleasure having you, my brother. And you gonna stick around? You coming back?
Yeah, man. I'm
Once the artists come back, really appreciate it.
you guys, man. For sure.
Let's get into something, right?
Yeah. Gangsta. R.I.P. Google. Primo. My Chinese and Spanish heritage. This is food for thought ever since MX. She looked at me like, damn, money look good. Guess I got the cash appeal, but is it good enough to rap over mass appeal? By next week, I'll be all over mass appeal. I mean, shorty, you bad, but is that ass real? After I catch a feel, maybe you catch the vibe. Only way I could die by crashing in the sky. Fly as hell, might as well call it suicide. Niggas showing their true colors, call it too much pride. Who am I? The illest ever. MJ1s, the MJ thriller leather. Feeling better, feeling lovely, feeling lucky. If you ain't feeling it, the middle finger, fuck it. Donald Trump is a puppet. With the musket, I blow your fucking head off and cause ruckus. Get off my nutsack, tryna pause it. I just needed another four for y'all to fall for it. Now we all in foreigns, exploring the universe. I'm the moon in first person view, the blues in different hues, schools with different rules. You will end up in the news. Nobody wins when the family fuse. You dead lying, I'm living proof. It roots from the wisdom in my tooth. Coop, so it's only room for two. No excuses how I do this. What's something stupid on the dash, call it clueless. I'm the shit, no sewage. Maneuver through the movements. Moments to be cherished like your last beverage. I respect it like the last seconds. Why they ask questions? Expecting answers that I can't give. It's a dead giveaway and you can't live. Can't reciprocate the hate, not up for the bait. They fishing for what's up at bait. Food for thought, what's on the plate. Scraping it till it's clean, dollar and a dream. It all started from a fiend. Chicken wings and fried rice. Ordered that same shit for 5 nights. And I wore the same shit for 5 nights. Went 5-5 on our Friday nights. The highlights, no lie, this shit deserve 5 mics. Yeah. I know what's up, man. Not playing no more with this bullshit. Tired of being humble. I try to chill, but y'all won't let me. So y'all know who got that cash appeal. It's the code.
But we are culture.
Man, something got that cash appeal. And cash, man, you know who got that cash appeal. Steady.
Some diamonds. The waiter is shining cold like perfect timing. Ain't nothing hindered, so I started grinding. Man, ain't shit crazy how stars be aligning. Everything new, 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 everything new. Yeah. Say I'm better than drugs in the pill form, Cause I write reality checks, make it real for Got a bunch of killers that'll kill for Shook all them bitches over, man, they still on them.
What's crazy, my daddy got rich from that woo. Now I spit them dope lines and rich with the woo. Leave your girl around me, won't know what to do. She won't see Uncle Phil, she think I'm Uncle Lou. Place that I grew up a zoo. Niggas turn lions to tigers and bear out the blue. Niggas bear arms, they baloo. Yeah, niggas can't fathom the shit I've been through. Niggas can't carry that money I blew. Man, that bag too heavy for you. I'm announcing a guy at an all-time high, nigga. I will never be Reggie for you. No, I don't flow on the beat, I canoe. Y'all niggas acting like this something new. Y'all taking shots at 151 proof. I go call Kit when I'm up in that booth. Man, I been going up and it ain't even Tuesday. I'm trying to get rich off the bat, feel like Bruce Wayne. Give a fuck about what you say.
Man, life is good, so I bought me some diamonds. The waiter is shining cold like perfect timing. Ain't nothing hindered, so I started grinding. Man, ain't shit crazy how stars be aligning. Everything new, 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 everything new. Yeah.
Hope you get the message. My niggas eating, but I need my seconds. Talking every minute, even milliseconds. Cause if time is money, need a millisecond. Presidential rollie got me feeling next. Raise your hand to me, we talking doctor stretches. Make them bite the bullet, give them indigestion. Man, it's 16 like extended weapons. But the shooters round like a Smith & Wesson. Revolve around us cause they know we next. Load the clip up, let them know we flexin'. Yo, bitch, press shorty, no more questions. Make her bite down, tell her pipe down. Cause it's time to take this pipe now. I need you to go solo, but it's time to get high now. $1 million thoughts that I never did right there. Ideas made a nigga build a lighthouse. Fucking my wave, man, I get your ass wiped out. You think you lit, man, my nigga shoot lights out. Said wouldn't blow, man, I guess your game mine now. So watch where you steppin'. This whole landmine, you out your damn mind. I'm putting on for my culture and I'm reppin'.
We culture.
Man, life is good, so I bought me some diamonds. The waiter is shining cold like perfect timing. Ain't nothing hindered, so I started grinding. Man, ain't shit crazy how stars be aligning. Everything new, everything
everything new, everything new. Everything new, everything new, everything new. Everything new, everything new, everything new. Everything new.
And we back. Sorry, guys. In the middle of the building right now. I'm sorry. We back. Heat Market Radio. We got artists of the day in the building. It's, BK Spills.
Yes, sir.
BK Spills in the building.
So
So I'm gonna get to it real quick, my brother. I took real notice of you. It was a video that you got out. That you was in the train station and the walls kept changing into like the rappers.
Smoke and
like
mirrors. Smoke and mirrors.
Incredible. Like I'm not gonna lie. It took me that like yo, this is real MC, real visual, real. You know what I mean? To me, like I said, you could be the dopest. I always say this shit. You could be the dopest MC in the world. It's cool. It's behind you, like putting the visuals together for your package too. You know what I'm saying? You want people to really see you and take you serious. And that video, I took notice quickly, man. I hope we got that one. That was when you told him to play, right?
I actually told him to play Contact, but you could play Smoke and Mirrors.
Yeah, get Smoke and
if
Mirrors
that's the one
ready.
that caught you. But
Yeah.
my two visual guys, Initial Wesley.
Get a little closer, brother.
Initial Wesley and Scott Brody, they actually been with me from day one, like before anybody even wanted to hear a verse come out of, my mouth. Pause. But that video was done around a time where like we was experiencing a lot of death in my hood, in my family, and like when I got the beat, the first thing I thought about was like all the artists that passed away for some reason. Like I'm like, yo, why am I thinking about these artists? But it was like divine intervention. It was like God telling me like, yo, just tell the story.
Definitely.
And when I got in the booth, like it's just like something just came over me. Like I started getting goosebumps. Like I felt cold chills and all that. And I was like, yo, this is the time to go. Like hit the record button. Let me go right now.
Dope.
And I one take both the verses. And
Word.
they asked me if I wanted to go back in and re-record. I'm like, nah, leave it raw just like that. Like do what you got to do with it, because I don't think I'm gonna get that feeling again.
Definitely.
So that's how Smoke and Mirrors came about.
But I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. Let's introduce the world, man, who you are and what you've been doing, how long you've been doing it.
Officially I've been going strong about 13 years now. King Spills, Mr. Spills, Spilluminati, they call me so many different names, man. Like it's crazy because like everywhere I go in different parts of Brooklyn, it's a different name. So I'm from Barbados. I was born in Barbados.
Dope.
Grew up in Brooklyn. Youngest of my mom's and my dad. Got an older sister, bunch of brothers. I started rhyming, like playing around rhyming in high school. My mans was actually nice in rhyming. Like all my boys was nice in rhyming, but the gift I had was I could memorize an artist's song probably better than they could. So we be taking train rides and they be having debates on like certain rap songs or whatever the case may be. And they'll be like, damn, what's that line that son said? And they'll be like, yo, Kev, what's the verse in such and such? And I spit it verbatim and they'd be like, see, that's why I fucks with you. That's why da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? And like I always had that gift to recite everybody else's shit. And then like probably like 2004, 2005, I'm like, yo, if I could recite they shit, I could write my own shit.
Of course.
Yeah.
And
Of course.
I wrote down a verse, and y'all gonna laugh. I wrote this verse, and I carried this shit around for like 2 years in my pocket. So anytime somebody wanted to hear something, that's the one I gave them, because it was my first one. And when people used to hear it, they'd be like, yo, you didn't write that, because I was never a rapper. So afterwards, my boys was like, yo, just keep going. And I started writing like 3-4 times a day. Like I had like some kind of rap autism, yo. Like I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop writing, yo. So it just kept progressing. And over the years, they was like, yo, you're getting beastie. And every time I heard that, it was never enough for me. Like I'm like, nah, like they just telling me that to tell me that. So it was just like more writing until everything progressed, and now I'm here now, and I got a whole album being produced by Pete Rock. So
Dope shit.
It's incredible.
Definitely dope. That's another thing too that really got my attention too. Is without revealing my age, I'm a giant P Rock fan. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
like secretly, like I
Definitely.
now fall apart. He'd be in his room, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I got
We
million.
all
We could get him
Oh,
up
yeah.
here. We can get him up here.
Yo, if you
that's
can make
nothing.
that happen, my
Listen,
brother,
that's
listen.
nothing. Pete is probably one of the only people that actually took the chance to pull the trigger
Word.
without the Hollywood flash and the politics.
Yeah,
He like,
yeah.
yo, you're a beast, and we gonna fuck this shit up. That was his exact words.
Yeah, and he got the ear, so
And-
he knows. You know what I mean?
No, you're not going against P Rock.
no way.
That's the soul brother. Like,
No way.
he don't have time to be sitting up there reaching out to people and saying, yo, you nice. Because on his page, you look 100 times, yo, link in
Forget
my
it.
bio, bro.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
check out this new song that I got, such and such. Yo, Pete, holla at me. I got da-da-da, I got that fire. And, you know,
crazy.
for him, I'm like, damn, it's probably so overwhelming to get so many people at you. And then, like, here I'm sitting down and I'm getting DMs of, like, artists like, yo, like, bro, how do you do such and such? And how do you, like, put your words together? And how did it come about with P Rock? And I'm like, bro, like, I don't have no deal. Like, I'm just like you.
Yeah.
I'm
crazy.
starving. I'm hungry. And that's what got me noticed. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part was I met Pete when I was running Foot Action 125th in Harlem. I used to run that Foot Action. I was the manager of that Foot Action. And he came in. We had a release date of some phone posits. And Pete got some big feet. Not for nothing. Pete's about 6'3", you know what I'm saying? And he's like a size
Word,
50.
he's
I didn't know he
tall?
that tall.
Yeah, he's about
Word
6'2",
up, man.
6'3",
Okay,
yeah.
tall.
He got good height on him. So when he walked in, I'm at the register, and you know my staff is a little bit younger than me, and they, you know, they looked in, how you doing? Welcome to Foot Action. And I looked up, and the first thing I said, I'm like, oh shit, Pete Rock. And everybody's in the
Crazy.
store like looking around, like, who the fuck is Pete Rock? And I'm like,
It's a shame.
you know, I got
Yeah.
19, 20-year-olds, so they don't really know. So I looked, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, Pete, what's up? Gave him a pound, so he asked for the phones. We ain't have the size. So I did a lot of searching around for him. Didn't get him. We ended up exchanging numbers that day. Crazy part was, I go on Instagram, and the same contact video I was telling you about, I make a Pete Rock reference in there. So I post a video up. Mind you, at this time, my Instagram is at like 600 followers, maybe.
Yeah.
I post the video up, and I took a chance because I don't like doing shit like tagging certain artists and certain producers. Like, I feel like if I got the talent, you're gonna see it,
Yeah.
and other people are gonna put it out there, and they gonna see it.
Most definitely.
So I say, you know what? I'm gonna be a groupie for one day just to see if it's gonna happen. And I post a video, and I tag Pete Rock. And I remember falling out, going to sleep. And I woke up probably like 2 hours later to my Instagram lighting up, phone calls, everything. Next thing you know, they like, yo, Pete Rock reposted your joint, yo. And I'm like,
What?
you lying. I go on his page. There it is, contact. And I'm like,
Crazy.
Crazy.
yo.
Crazy.
I'm like, and
Incredible.
my cousin Initial West, which is one of the guys responsible for the Smoke and Mirrors edit, where you see the faces.
Yeah.
Like, he did that. He hit me up and he was like, yo, take this momentum and go.
That's crazy.
And that's what I did.
That's what's up, man.
That's what I did.
He's real hands-on with you as far as the
Very.
music.
Pete, not only Pete being a music source for me, he's a friend.
Dope.
Like,
Yeah.
we conversate, we talk,
It's a relationship.
we joke on
Yeah.
each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would think like I known him all my life.
That's crazy.
But just the connection and the vibe, the spirit is what brought me and him together. So, like, as far as anything he does, he lets me know. If he's out of town, he'll hit me up like, yo, I'm coming back such and such a day. Let's link up. Let's get together. Our schedules are really crazy, so
Yeah.
most of the time we don't get to link. Like, he hit me right before you came out. He's like, yo, I'm back home Tuesday.
Wow.
Let's link and just hang out. You know, he's like, of course, music
Yeah,
before
yeah, yeah,
anything,
yeah.
but let's just hang out because, you know, he's been bouncing back and forth. So I imagine Tuesday, more than likely, I'm going to be hitting y'all up, sending y'all something to
Dope.
blast. And I actually have a track with Pete that I did do, that I have on me right now.
Yeah, we gotta
So
rock
if
that.
y'all want that email,
We got to
want me to
rock
send
that.
it to your
Yeah,
email,
yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
y'all
You
want to
send it.
blast that.
Definitely,
You
definitely.
might want to.
So, walk me through a P Rock session, man. You in a P Rock session?
Well, first off, we haven't really, like, we've sat down and really, like, probably started blueprinting this thing. before anything. Like I have tons of beats from Pete Rock.
But
Like
is he exclusively doing your whole album?
he's producing the whole thing. There's no other
Fucking
producer
crazy.
on that album.
crazy.
And like right now, I have probably about 15 beats from Pete Rock,
Okay.
literally. And he's like, yo, listen to those and tell me what you want. If you don't like all of them, I'm sending you more. All the while, he's cooking up beats.
Do you
on the same
reject
time.
some of them though?
Yeah,
Or
of
you
course.
just-
Like I'm not like if I wouldn't be an artist
Yeah.
if I didn't do that.
know.
Because regardless of the fact, like this is Pete Rock and I'm not gonna sit up here and waste his time. I'm gonna tell you,
Definitely.
Pete, like, yo, that one is not catching me. But this one right here is where it's at. And he's gonna respect me more for that. Because I'm not just yesing him to death because he's Pete Rock. Like, I don't care. Like at
So
the
out of
end of the
those-
day,
I'm
your
not-
rep is what it is. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Out of those 15, how
Out
many?
of those 15, I grabbed, I'm not gonna lie to you, 4.
Word.
Yeah,
Wow.
I grabbed 4. And it's because one thing I learned way back early, I got shopped to Dame Dash when he had DDMG, Dame Dash Music Group. At the time, he had Sizzla as his artist, as one of his first artists. And I remember going up in that office. It was Dame, Kareem, and Big Face Gary. I'll never forget that day. And Kareem said to me one thing. He said, when these guys listen to your music, the first 15 seconds, if it don't catch them, they
Scared.
hitting that button.
Gotcha.
And that fucking mortified me. Because I'm sitting in the office like, all I got is 15 fucking seconds. And in my head, I'm just retracting the songs that we got and how my verses start out. And from that time, when he played the first joint, they let the whole song rock out. And I got scared because I'm waiting for the button push. And Dame's like, yo, you're nice, you're super nice, but this not the direction that we're going in. And in a way, I felt like it was a diss, but it wasn't a diss. It was almost like divine intervention, like God saying, like, he's telling you exactly what you need to hear, but this is not for you. You're better than this.
Yeah.
And of course, DDMG didn't go anywhere, but not wishing anything bad on Dame, but he put me in a position to say, all I have is 15 seconds. So everything I write, those first couple of bars, that 15 seconds is gonna have you like, all right, I wanna hear the rest of this shit. And it's not just me talking because it's me, because I know for a fact, I know this. You know what I'm saying? So now, everything put on paper is premeditated. That's why you'll see like my freestyles on my page are so seasoned. People be like, yo, like, how do you do it? And I tell them, like, I literally write these freestyles 10, 15 minutes before I post the actual videos.
Dope.
So I have to memorize what I just wrote down. It's no different than freestyling, really. You know what I'm saying? Because you're just putting these words down
It's fresh.
on a
Yeah.
piece of paper.
Right.
And what I do is I record my videos, of course, on my phone. So I can't look at my phone on what I wrote or hold the paper up because that's really unfucking professional. I hate seeing that shit.
Yeah.
And I'll literally close my eyes for like 5 minutes, visualize the paper in front of me and the words, and then I hit the record button, let the beat play, and I go.
Let me ask you a question. Let me get back to the that moment when you seen Pete Rock in the Foot Locker, right?
Yeah,
Foot Locker,
Foot
right?
Action.
Foot
yeah.
Action.
Mm.
What record or beat popped up in your head when you seen
Reminisce.
Always.
Reminisce.
Always.
That's what I was gonna
that's-
say.
Always.
That song is like a scripture out of the Bible in hip hop.
Yeah. You can't-
Psalms.
One of the best.
Psalms 37.
Yeah.
If y'all ain't familiar with that verse, read it. And Reminisce reflects that.
Definitely.
And I heard the horns. As soon as he walked in, it was like I almost started rhyming.
Yeah.
But my aim wasn't to rhyme. Like, it was just the experience of seeing the guy that created this.
Yeah.
Like, it almost brought me to tears, bro. And I was like, damn, like, this is Pete Rock.
Well, you gotta don't forget Large Professor
Of course. Oh yeah.
has something to do with that.
Yeah, definitely,
Yes, sir.
definitely. But it's like, it don't get no better than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when I met CL Smooth in
Oh, you met
Philly,
him
when,
too? Wow.
oh man, like CL is like the Ron O'Neal
Yeah,
of hip hop,
Yeah.
so to speak. Like he got just like a smooth, pimpish flow. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't explain it. Like his voice is so distinct. Like you can't not hear a record and say, yo, that's not CL Smooth. Like you know for a fact.
Nobody sounds
the
like
same
that.
way
His wordplay was
Kiss
crazy,
gets
too.
on a song and you know that voice.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody has that distinctive thing about them and some don't. But CL has that.
Yeah.
So you know as soon as you hear it, it's like you're gonna hear that Mechadon. Like it's so crazy. And just to be in that energy, I think it boosted me more too. So like meeting CL was like that was like just the icing on the cake as well too.
Have you?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Any features maybe on your joint
Not at all.
with him though? CL?
No.
Nah.
Pete Rock personally instructed me to spearhead this shit by myself.
Everything. Every song.
And I'm on my one man army A-Song type shit.
Dope.
I'm going in.
Salute, man.
I'm going in blazing.
What you got so far? How many?
300. Like what?
How many songs you guys done?
How many songs we gonna do? 13.
13
tracks. Yeah.
Cool.
And I also got a mixtape dropping too.
You didn't
Next
do
month.
nothing on that.
No,
though.
no,
that's just
nah,
like-
nothing on that is Pete Rock. This is like from producers I've met on Instagram that caught my eye. You know, my music caught them. You know, upcoming dudes that's, you know, not known at all, that I'm basically using their work because I was in that position and I know how it feels like when you want somebody to really hear you, when you know you got something, you working with something. So it would be unfair for me to be in the position I am and not help these dudes out.
Definitely.
So,
So once the, I know Will got a question, but real quick, once the album's complete, where do you go from there? Is he gonna be, you know what I mean, the overall?
I don't
machine behind it?
want to give away too much, but he is overseeing the whole project.
Okay.
He is the machine behind everything.
All right.
So later on, you're gonna see something that's, you know, gonna be real good for hip hop. It's gonna be real good for a lot of, you know, artists that's more on that conscious level, and we not on the, you know, the whole 6ix9ine type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? And not
This guy's favorite artist. Over
But
there.
you know, I said something the other day, and I explained to somebody, if I don't like something, it doesn't necessarily make me a hater. It doesn't make me a hater at all. All it means is that I cannot relate to that. I can't connect to that. I'm not stopping you from doing what you're doing. I'm not saying that you're mediocre at what you do, because what you do is what's getting you by. But don't bash me because I don't like it. If you like tomatoes on your sandwich and I don't eat tomatoes, don't force me to eat tomatoes because you think tomatoes are the bomb.
Definitely.
You understand what I'm saying? I may be allergic to it, and it might make me die. So that's how I look at it.
I'll be honest, bro. You can call me a hater all you want, because I hate that shit.
I mean, yo, it is what it is. But the thing is, like, that word is so loosely thrown around.
yeah,
You're being dismissive
I know.
when you're calling someone a hater, because at the end of the day, because your favorite color is red, doesn't mean I have to like your favorite color, bro.
I feel
It doesn't mean that.
1,000,000%, but
See, and then I become a hater. But you know, at the end of the day,
So-
I can say, you know what? I can make your red look better than you make it look.
So what you're trying to say is, you know, if a person doesn't like Jay-Z, then they just
A hater.
No, because let me tell you something.
this guy right here does not like Jay-Z
Yo,
for anything.
Let me tell you
Yeah,
something.
what the fuck knows?
I'm a whole
Thank you, my brother.
I'm a whole fan. But guess what?
Well, are you a
If
whole
Hope-
fan because you're
No,
from Brooklyn?
No, not
All right.
not because I'm from
All right.
Brooklyn. For
I
the fact
respect
of
that.
because there were certain times in my life that certain songs from his albums connected to what was happening to me.
okay.
So
Okay.
what's your favorite
Fair
album
enough.
from Hov? That you know that you can blast every day to get like that gets you like
Consistent.
hype.
Every track.
Consistent every track.
I had to say Volume 2.
Blueprint.
No,
No, volume 2.
Hard Knock Life.
Oh, How Not Life.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Hard Knock Life pinpointed so much shit that I was going through and doing at that time. And when Reasonable Doubt came out, I was a kid, but I had uncles that was really deep in that hip hop scene, so I was always exposed to music. And I remember stealing my uncle's CD and taking it to school. And I got laughed at. Like, they was like, who the fuck is a Jay-Z? Don't you know Illmatic is out right now? And I'm like, nah.
It was written came out when Reasonable Doubt
Right,
came out.
right.
Yeah.
But, you know, everybody was screaming Illmatic. Yo, you didn't listen to Illmatic? And I'm like, nah, like, I'm repeating what my uncles are saying, but on the same note, like, I'm liking the stuff that I'm hearing. And I'm like, yo, like, nah, this kid is nice. Like, this dude is nice. And they're like, nah, like, you're bugging. And then, you know, fast forward, Big being killed, you know, what you call it, Jay dropping Volume 1 in my lifetime. And it was like, yo, everybody started becoming a Jay-Z fan. And here am I sitting with the Reasonable Doubt, like, yo, y'all was laughing at me when I had this shit. Now everybody's on some in my lifetime. Like, oh, now you a Jay-Z fan. I'm like, all right, it's cool. But what I wanted to say was, even though I'm a Jay-Z fan, like, Jay can't sit in front of me and tell me that, like, I'm a better artist than you. Like, I'm nicer than you. Like, I'm not gonna live with that. Like, at the end of the day, I've learned so much from you. I've been able to take so many different artists and pack it into one that on any given moment I could be a Rakim or a Kool G Rap or a fucking KRS-One, or I could be J. Cole, or I could be Kendrick Lamar, or I could be fucking Gucci Mane if you want me to. But I make Gucci Mane sound like Jay-Z if I wrote a verse for him. That's the difference. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not, my mind won't allow me to write mediocre shit. Even if the most dumbest down shit that I've wrote sounds like a fucking verse from fucking Black Thought.
Let me ask you a question then. Keep that in mind. You are working with a classic, legendary producer.
Yes.
But that's the golden era.
Right.
And nowadays, the audience, hip-hop's audience is a lot younger and ignorant. A lot more ignorant than it was when
I agree.
The classic sound was there. How do you deal with, you know, being a new cat? Not to say that you just started, but you're getting your shot now.
Right.
How do you deal with that? The reception of the classic style, comparing that to the newer kids out there.
What they vibe into
yeah,
now.
like, how do you deal with that?
You don't deal with it, because at the end of the day, somehow, some way, that new shit made its way in front of the classic hip hop sound that was running the game for so long. So the way that you counteract that, you flood them with more classic hip hop shit. At the end of the day, the industry is a fucked up place. You know, they're gonna do and play what they want to play. Yesterday, I literally sat down with my coworkers and I was calling every artist before the song was playing on Hot 97. I'm like, watch, Cardi B's playing right now. They're gonna follow up with a Drake song.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, Drake came behind it. And it's like, it's not coincidence, it's programmed. Because when you play something so much, it hits a nerve. So almost you know the pattern. You know what I'm saying?
Top 40.
So at the end of the day, the fans are what make the artists. I don't care what nobody say. Without those fans, you ain't shit. Without people making a buzz about you, you ain't shit. So if people stopped listening to Cardi B tomorrow, if they stopped promoting her, if they stopped reposting her shit, if they stopped giving her 100-and-something thousand views on her page, guess what? She's gonna be a memory. And they're gonna look for somebody else, because the fans are what make the people. If she goes to a show and they like Cardi B performing at that show and 15 people is there, there's no more Cardi B. So
I kind of want to jump in real quick.
Yeah.
I want to keep going. I had the same more or less conversation with my man last night.
Mm.
The youth nowadays, right? The attention span is like 15 seconds.
Right.
The same way you saying that they give you that amount of time to listen to your music.
Right.
Is the same amount of time that's out here right now. Now, commercial radio, that same playlist is around the country. The same exact top 10,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean, songs everywhere. The young kids nowadays, they up on shit fucking months before that shit hits the top 10. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying, and Will made a great point. You know, it's an ongoing battle. I'm gonna tell you right now, because even though you got legendary producer Pete Rock up there, you standing against a world of little kids.
You're right.
You understand what I'm saying? Who
Absolutely.
don't know anything about Pete Rock. The way you just said that, you know what I mean? He came into your store. bro, if I was standing next to you, it would have just been
You'd
me
have lost
and you.
it.
Like, oh, shit, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody else was
Right,
looking at him
right,
like,
right.
what the fuck are
Fact.
these niggas wilding out over?
Right.
The same way, that might be the same reaction your song might get out
Right.
there. You understand? No
Right.
matter how many, whatever you put it on, whatever platform.
The way I see it, like, you know, you can there's always ways to manipulate the game and find a loophole. You know what I'm saying? Like, fortunately for me, like, I can actually relate to every age group. So I can manipulate them the same way they've been being manipulated. Like, I could have an album produced by Pete Rock and still kick shit that they can relate to on the same note. It's not shit that's gonna go far left from you guys that actually appreciate real music.
No, I understand that. And
You understand what I'm saying?
I'll tell you like this. We will be the ones that's going to appreciate it.
Oh,
The
yeah,
only
for
reason why
sure.
I'm saying that is because if you don't have, all right, nowadays, this is how the kids look at shit. Playlist. And I'm telling you because I got a 24-year-old son and I got a 10-year-old son. You know what I'm saying? So I get
Yeah,
both perspectives.
Look, I got three.
Exactly.
I got a 14-year-old, I got an 11-year-old, and I got a 9-year-old.
There you go.
And
Now-
they keep the radio on all day long.
Yeah. Now, I come at my son all the time with shit. Like, yo, listen to this. Listen to this. He looks through the track list. I don't see, just like you said, I don't see a 6ix9ine featured on it. I don't see, you know what I mean?
Right.
A
I don't
Cardi
see
B
Yachty. I
feature.
don't see Uzi.
Yeah, I don't see nobody on it. Why the fuck I'm gonna listen to this, Dad?
Right.
Yo, just listen to it. I play this shit for him, 10 seconds, and trash it. You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Go to YouTube. YouTube is a fucking endless source of nonsense, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's nonsense. Everything is there, and they promote it so much. Yo, I see them watching this video with like a cat. You know what I mean? Like, this nigga beating the shit out of a cat, but then this cat starts playing a song on. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy, but it got his fucking attention. You understand
right.
what I'm saying?
And that's why I said that, like, there's ways that you can manipulate it. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, a lot of these kids don't have that parent like you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure if you sat him down and say, hey, look, we're going to take a 90s class today and let me just show you some shit.
We do.
You understand what I'm saying? And, like, for instance, I don't have that problem with my kids because my kids are like reflection of me. They love music. My son knows children's story front to back.
No.
When
Oh,
he
that's incredible.
when he gets in the shower, that's the first thing he plays. When
That's
he gets
dope.
in the shower, when he's 11, he just got hip to Rakim, Know the Ledge. And he's spitting that word for word, and I don't even know that whole song word for word. Like, I get tongue tied on it, and here he is, not missing a beat, and he's only 11. On the same note, he knows all the new songs on the radio.
Okay.
So the balance is there. I'm not mad at
Definitely,
that. The balance is there, so I can tolerate hearing him sing "Oh, my friends are dead." Like, you know what I'm saying? And I even listen to that song, and don't get me wrong, I don't completely shut the new school out, these new school rappers out, because at the end of the day, if I like something, I like it.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that I like you as an artist. I just like what you did here, and I can relate to that, and I'm giving you your respect for that. The same way people tell me the same thing, because I get it too. They're like, yo, dudes don't want to hear that, and it's like, it's fine, but I got people on this side that love hearing it.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I'll get a little message and say, yo, not for nothing, that Dollar in a Dream song and video is the same dude that dissed me last week that said they didn't want to hear that shit. But, you know, at the end of the day, you can't go against something if you like it.
Definitely.
And when I first heard that song by Lil Uzi, I'm like, this guy is talking about all his dead friends. And the first thing I said is don't completely kick him under the bus.
He's technically talking about his
No,
ex-girlfriend.
that song is
He's
deeper
right,
than
no,
that
no,
whole song
no.
is dedicated to his ex-girlfriend.
Here's my hip hop mind working now. Here's my hip hop mind working now because I'm going through different scenarios before I ask my children. Because once I get stumped, the last thing I'll go with my children and be like, yo, what the hell is this song about? What are they talking about?
That's
The
crazy.
whole album, the whole
But
song
before
is
I
about-
did that, I said, you know what? Let me play devil's advocate. He could be talking about money.
Yeah.
Which would have been a fucking dope ass concept, which flooded in my brain. I'm like, you know
That's
what?
what I
Maybe I
thought
should
at first,
remix
yeah.
this song and reference it to dead presidents. All my friends are dead.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't love money? The industry revolves around money. Kids love money. Can I have $1 to go to the store? They see these rappers flashing money. So guess what? I can manipulate the game and remix this song and talk about dead presidents, but still have, you know, intricate lyrics in there to make it sound nice. And they're gonna eat that shit up because I'm gonna give them that same. All my
the
friends
same,
are
the
dead.
same, yeah.
Dope.
And
to the point where
it's sad
you're
that
gonna
they-
learn the whole song. How many times have you been riding in your car and you hate this fucking song on the radio, but you know every goddamn word?
Every
Why?
day.
Because they
Fucking day.
like a fiend. You get in your car, it plays. You get out, somebody's walking by, driving, and you hear it.
like
Yeah, ELF, extreme low frequency.
Really?
The government is
So
fucking.
Bruno Mars is on. People gonna sing it if some local like hip hop.
That's
group comes
crazy.
on, they're gonna change it and yo, it gets sent to that
Change-
radio station.
Data, man.
They
like
changed the
like Jake's
they
like
watching.
Drake's God's plan.
Yo, dude,
This guy.
dude,
Praise God.
yo. I ain't even gonna talk about Drake,
I-
but yeah, let's
I got a
keep
question.
going.
I got a
get-
question.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Well,
Go ahead.
we're a little bit pressed with
No,
time.
go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to
Just
get
one-
into his videos, but go ahead.
One quick question with the DJs.
Mm.
How receptive are the DJs?
The DJs ain't receptive at all, and I like that because at the end of the day, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It just tells me, you know what, Spills, you gotta just do something that somebody else isn't doing
Definitely.
Dope.
in
All
order
right.
to catch their attention. I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them.
That's
You
a good attitude.
like I
Stay
look,
on it like that.
Yeah.
bro,
hell yeah.
I can't be mad at these DJs after they've been in the game 20, 30 plus years. They have that big following. I can imagine the type of traffic and fucking shit that they get, and I can't be mad at them.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this much, man. Just by P Rock co-signing what you're doing and listening to your verses on it, knowing that it's a P Rock track, you're gonna get that play you want. You know what I mean? On like the K Slays,
Right,
on like
right,
the,
right,
you know
right,
what I mean?
right,
The Rosenberg
And that's what I'm
shows.
anticipating. That's why, you know, me and Pete, we're taking our time putting this project together because he's like, yo, after this, he's like, just be ready, bro.
Yeah.
Because he knows the impact that I'm going to have on the game when this shit is released.
Definitely.
So I'm just getting ready.
That being said, man, let's go into both the videos. You know what I mean? That we give time for Mike to set up, and then we come back with the freestyle of the day. Whenever you're ready, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Try to walk away. They keep calling you back. Story of my life. Seen a lot of dark times. Bad days, good days. Lost a lot of good ones. We still pushing though. USG. Professor on the track.
Trials and tribulations plus tragedies. Life as we know it is a mystery. Kinda make it hard to keep going. They done killed big, murdered pop. Got me on the murder watch. Moms bury their sons, hoping that the murder stops. 4 shots, March 9th, life gone dead wrong. Red palms, pray to Jesus, I read songs. What about that plane crash when Aaliyah passed? And I cried for left eye, she was speeding fast. Shed tears, my cousin suffered the same fate. And our families probably suffered the same way. See the pain, it make you struggle to maintain. When it's driving you crazy, try to remain sane. But I talk to Big L when I'm writing rhymes. Trying to shine, I ain't trying to live a life in crime. Had a couple blessings, but I wasn't counting mine. Years past though, everybody counting time. Grew high for Old Dirty in this Brooklyn zoo. Spillerific, not your ordinary Brooklyn dude. It was hard to move on when you passed away. I go to heaven, get a beat from Jam Master Jay. Picture Machiavelli with his team. Welcome to reality. Life is but a dream, and I'm always on green. You never catch me stopping at the red light. People say you worth more when you dead, right? Thoughts going through the mental. Pun died. Didn't get to see his true potential. Gotta smoke the marijuana just to keep me high. Still thinking why the hell they killed Freaky Ty. Keep the triller for Jay Dilla nowadays. You gotta be iller to make Skrilla. The party soul sitting wishing they could stay with us. Hey yo, Pun, come and spend a day with us. I do it for the legend, the hitter who made Thriller. And through the dark nights, my vision remains clearer. See the truth every day when I look in the same mirror. But try to play humble, I just wanna be free. Try to go, they don't want you to leave. These hating niggas, they don't want you to breathe. That's why I never wear my heart on my sleeve. Yeah, I see the martyr in me. I see tomorrow
horror in me. Dearly beloved, put my heart in the streets. Yo. Yeah. 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 Will I get my 15 minutes? Will they put me in a class of greats? Will they procrastinate? Come hard like a nigga when he masturbates. Topic of the masturbates, who's the best? Other niggas practice hate, but I've been on a hunt, sorta like real estate, trying to find my place. You better get a finder's fee, and you got a sign that's fine with me. Rejoice when it's finalized. I hear my niggas scream out one time like finally. Staring at the graveyard when I roll past. Could've been a John Doe in a cold slab. Toe tag with another nigga, no text. Look, I don't ever wanna go back. Peak rock reminiscing, I'ma get a position, I won't stop. Everybody starting to listen, they put a cook in the kitchen. I get the hell out the kitchen, it's so hot, let it breathe. Looking at the man in the mirror, why they put a gun in the hands of a killer? I'm a killer, Wu-Tang, killer B, no RZA. The Crow Killer, Gorilla, do it for the Brooklyn Zoo. Old dirty nigga Brooklyn dude, sick flow, got a Brooklyn flu. Kinda ill what a book can do for the mind. One time, let's go to the Brooklyn School of Hard Knocks, bang. Sending them more shots, front row, give me the floor spot. Ready for combat, did it beyond rap, spirit is far gone. Figure me all wrong, man. I've been on the grind for niggas to get money. Broke, niggas be thinking that shit funny. You can give me the money, I get love, get money, but I'm ready to die like Big was. You see that I'm winning, the team strong, get back. Or you could get hit with a bean jaw, no guard, man, they call me LeBron, the phenom. So high like I fell out of plane, I'm free falling. Opportunity knocking to keep calling. Front row, look at the court, it's me balling. What, would you rather be walking or be crawling? Drive when you're hitting the clutch and keep stalling. Deliver the fire, the heat scorching. Vamp all night, no sleep in the morning. Y'all motherfuckers boring, I keep yawning. Rob a nigga for the orphan, I need a portion. To kill an offspring, this a lyrical abortion. I take caution, I get lost in the sauce, and I'm crip walking when I dip food saucing. Pull up in the black Benz, hit him when he parking. I hit him in that big apartment when he walking. I walk in with the 4/5 gun sparking. Suit for the black coffin, done talking. Dudes better back off, I'm fair warning. Go back, peak rock reminiscing, I'ma get a position, I won't stop. Everybody starting to listen, they put a cook in the kitchen. I get the hell out the kitchen, it's so hot, let it breathe. Looking at the man in the mirror, why they put a gun in the hands of a killer? I'm a killer, Wu-Tang, killer B, no RZA. The Crow Killer, Gorilla, do it for the Brooklyn Zoo. Old dirty nigga Brooklyn dude, sick flow, got a Brooklyn flu. Kinda ill what a book can do for the mind. One time, let's go to the Brooklyn School of Hard Knocks, bang. Sending them more shots, front row, give me the floor spot. Ready for combat, did it beyond rap, spirit is far gone. Figure me all wrong, man. BK signing off. Yeah. Contact. BK. King. Split it.
Definitely hot videos.
My
Mic is
brother
on
did
there?
it too.
Yeah. Okay.
When he was young, he got obsessed with the Rubik's cubes. Yeah.
Definitely
I
back.
ain't seen one of those in a minute.
Definitely back. This is the greatest part of the show right now, where the producer and the artist collaborate live. Oh man, Mike Cuz got some heat. And I know BK Spills got some rhymes for them. So let's just get into it quick, man.
I know you're a spitter, so I'm gonna play some spitting stuff. But yo, don't be afraid to tell me next, man, because I got a couple. I got a couple ready here. So
no problem.
Just you
no
tell
problem.
me, man.
Fire in the winter till it's back to summer. I deliver without a tracking number. Everybody's the devil, even the pastor frontin'. So when they ask for collection, I'm never passing nothing. Where do I fit in with all these different religions? And I ain't talking about the jeans you bought in the district. Niggas is anxious, I hear them forcing their lyrics, and all these popular radio stations force you to hear it. Lord knows all the gimmicks and the schemes for getting they streams. Rappers playing mascots for professional teams. I'm the reason hip hop is as dead as it seems, and every day's a nightmare in America's dream. When you poppin', these haters aim for the neck, but like most of them couldn't write, so I made them skate to the left for real. I'm cleaning up, so I'm getting rid of these vultures, cause international rappers ain't representing the culture. It ain't about designer or little yacht or a Uzi. At 21 I was savage, the dealers try to recruit me, and I was getting money in multicolorful cooties, and bitches who never liked me, I watch them turn into groupies. Hey, what we doing? What we doing, man?
Great
Kingspills
show, man.
BK.
Yeah,
all
definitely.
one word. Kingspills BK with an S.
Will, give them all your information, man. Social media. Everywhere
Alright,
to
so
find you.
King Spills BK on Instagram. You can SoundCloud Mr. Spills, YouTube Mr. Spills, Illuminati on Twitter.
Will?
Will Sully Beats on Instagram, Will Sully Beats on Twitter. Get at me.
Mike?
Mike _KUZ on Instagram, same on Twitter, but my Twitter is kind of ass. So
You ain't the only one, bro. I don't be on there like that. So
be going to tweet shit and being like, do I need to say this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that all
Same
the time.
here,
I feel
same
like
here.
I got too much of a.
you ain't alone, bro. You are not
Gentlemen, I
alone.
definitely want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Come to the show, man. I really appreciate it.
Look,
It's
man.
a dope episode. Really dope episode. Will,
And
DJ Rec.
just for the record, I am faster than Logic in solving the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, I gotta see that shit up
While
close,
He
man.
did it right
Yo, I looked
without
away.
spitting. I do it
Crazy.
right now, less than 60 seconds.
There
for
you go. We got time. Go ahead,
I
brother.
looked away for 1 second. I turned
Do somebody
around.
want to time me? So
Oh,
y'all
shit.
think
I can tell
you got the timer?
Drew got it.
Just just let me know when you ready.
We're gonna
Got
do
to
this
see
on
this.
live. We're gonna see this.
Alright, I'm ready when you are.
All right, so 1, 2, hit it.
He's gonna fix the Rubik's Cube in less than 60 seconds. King Spills.
Yeah, this is what I do. I told him I'm like autistic. So this for me is like
No,
I'm
fuck.
at 15 already. Damn, man, I'm kind of slow with it.
The blue side is looking strong though.
Yeah, like this one is not my greatest cube. I got some better ones in the house, but this one is pretty much
Green looking
You're doing
strong,
magic
red
right
looking
now.
strong.
Shoot.
30.
I think you got it.
Nah, this is the last part of it right here.
Fucking crazy.
I'm done now. As I'm looking at my
Fucking
boy right here.
Crazy. Yo, fucking crazy.
Wow.
Yo, this is crazy.
That's bad though. That's bad. I'm usually a sub 30.
Done.
That is fucking incredible, bro. Yo, another episode in the raps, man. DJ Rec, let them know where they can find you, brother.
Y'all can find me on Instagram at DJ R3K the Great. My mixtape is out, Dope Radio. Come check that out. Theheatmarket.com, heatmarketradio.com. Check
No,
that out.
man. Heatmarket.com.
Heatmarket.com. Well,
Fucking up your own plugs, bro. I
See,
can't
that's
believe this
listening to that
fucking guy.
Takashi shit, man.
Steel
Got your
sessions.
Oh.
I'm fucking with you.
Till next week, man. I am Shay Diggs 167 on Instagram. Salute, y'all.
Salute.
Mom coming on. Cut the show, bro.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
That was.